to express that feeling. Triggers are always gonna push on some emotions. They are not allowed to be expressed from yesterday, from the last fight, from the previous marriage, from when I was a teenager, from when I was a kid and I witnessed a specific event. Whatever the situation might be, it's always an emotion that was not allowed to be expressed. And now every time that's something that's supposed to make me feel that emotion, it's gonna poke in it. And that's a trigger. Welcome to the day 4 of a BARE Bootcamp, where we are about to address the letter E from BARE, which stands for expression, expressing ourselves. Who's ready? Who's ready? Who's excited about expressing ourselves? And the invitation is to express yourself all day long, all day long. So let's start with this. How are you feeling? What are you feeling? Put it in the chat or just make a note. And we will circle back to it. Just give me one word, one emotion, one feeling. What came up for me when I prepared this session was really, I wanted to tap a little bit into understanding where we are coming from, right? And especially women, though. So we've been taught to disapprove of ourselves. Think about it. We are not allowed to cry because then we are weak. We are not allowed to do this because of that. We are not allowed to feel this because of that. So in time, we kind of like disconnect from our own emotions and our own feelings. Not to mention the huge discrepancy between the main genders, the men and women, right? Generally speaking, though, have you ever noticed how an angry man is just powerful and determined and confident, but an angry woman, she's just a bitch? Have you noticed that? Have you noticed how a sad man is simply sad, and more than that, we applaud him for being so brave of expressing his emotions, but a sad woman is irrationally hormonal or emotional, right? So I want to believe that each and every one of us at some point throughout our life, we witness those two scenarios, and depends of how old we were and depends of how solid our beliefs were at that point. Really looking back, we don't have a certain way of knowing how witnessing that scene influences us. And what story got to be written and grow up some conscious level about, if I'm sad, then nobody's gonna like me. But if a man is sad, then he's gonna be applauded for being brave, right? So these are messages that we receive through our life, and we pretty much internalize them. In fact, they grow into becoming like very sharp judgments about others, judgments about ourselves, and we put ourselves down. We shut down, and we talk about, self abuse and self traumatizing. This is one of them. when I'm feeling sad and I cry and then I apologize for being sad. And then I feel bad about myself that I was not able or capable to control my emotions. So BARE experience is all about stripping away the shame, stripping away the judgments, stripping away the insecurities, and once again, opening another door today through how to express ourselves, how to express our emotions and feelings. And I know, like every day, it's starting with looking in. It's basically impossible to express our emotions and feelings if we don't even know what our emotions and feelings are and what they make us behave. How do we feel in each and every one of these emotions, right? So today practice is to move ourselves from self-judgment and self-abuse into self-love through self-approval, approving of our emotions, approving of our feelings. We don't need anybody's permission to feel what we feel. I have my permission to feel how I feel. That's how we take our power back. So I'm going back to the initial question. What are you feeling right now? Just check with yourself. Take a look of what you write down for when I first asked this question a few minutes ago and see if that's changed. Maybe it's something else now. And if you're not quite sure what are you feeling, know that that's not uncommon. Know that majority of people, they don't know what are they feeling, what they're feeling. As I said earlier, the main reason is because we practice so many times to disconnect ourselves from our emotions that we are just that disconnected from them. And another piece to that is for so long with practice, a lot of confusion around emotions. What I mean by that, for example, like feeling good, it's supposed to feel bad. Like all my life I've been silent. I was not allowed to have an opinion or to have a voice or to speak or whatever in that space. And then every now and then when I dared to say something for a fraction of a second, I felt that pride and I felt that power. It's like, oh, I say what I wanted to say, damn it, right? And then the next second I took it back and I feel bad about it. I feel bad that I feel good for a second. So no wonder that like coaching and personal growth and mentorship is just like billions of dollars industry right now, because this is the work that we are doing, supporting people to not only go back and heal the trauma and the pain and redefine the beliefs and desires and decide where we are going and who we want to be. But in all that process is really connecting us with our emotions and our feelings. Like really knowing what they are, how they manifest, how am I feeling, how am I experiencing them, right? So I know that we're going to keep it short and sweet. And this whole bootcamp was really scratching the surface of the BARE experience. But this is gonna be transformational work. And as I say from day one, life-changing work if you could only do these things. And then when you really calibrate it to this and everything feels good and you say, hey, I got this, then it's just a signal that you're ready to go deeper to explore these concepts, right? So let's explore some feelings. Let me pull up a page here. I make a list and I want to read it to you. And you could write this down. You could come back to the replay and just pause and just go through this and see if you even, we all have them, but see if you could identify them and see if you could identify the difference of how do you experience those feelings between one feeling and another feeling, right? All right, so here we go. There's quite a few of them, so I'm gonna go on a slow pace here, so you could write them down if you just wanna write them down as I go. Loving, sad, amused, lonely, hurt, joyful, jealous, calm, tired, excited, quiet, depleted, enthusiastic, alert, safe, depressed, happy, worried, surprised, annoyed, insecure, helpless, glad, aroused, relieved, suspicious, radiant, angry, grieving, comfortable, guarded, resentful, satisfied. I'm going to stop. The list could go on and on and on, right? But just for this handful of feelings, the homework, if you wish, don't take it as a homework, actually. Just be curious. See which one you could feel. We all have them all. See which one you could feel. And then be curious about, how am I experiencing being loving? How am I experiencing sadness? How feeling safe feels in my body, etc., etc. And here's the hard part with all of this. Whatever you feel, and however you are feeling it, and however you are experiencing it in your body, it's perfect. You do not have to feel the hurt the way that I feel the hurt. I don't have to feel the radiant the way that you feel radiant. So the deepest part of this depends how much time you want to give into it and what is your interest level into this. You could go as deep as you can with this. Just have all this powerful question. How does this feel to me? When do I feel like this? How do I experience it in my body? Where in my body? Is it in my head? Is it just in my mouth, like smiling? Is it in my belly? Where is it? And the fourth piece to this, I know this is a long practice, it's a long exercise for today, is to, when you can, as many times as you can, and as you remember, several times a day, right? Until it becomes second nature, like until you just do it without thinking that you're doing it, right? We are going back to creating a new habit with this practice. Just check with yourself. Check in with your feelings and say to yourself, and again, say it out loud, I'm sad. And then it's the right way to feel right now. Very important. And that is the right way to feel right now. It's how I say it, or whatever version, your version of that is. I'm happy. And that's the right way to feel right now. I'm tired. And that's the right way to feel right now. I'm just validating and I'm approving. I'm not judging it. I'm not explaining it. I'm not justifying it. I'm not kicking my own ass because of it. Very important. So I know it might feel awkward or silly at first, but as you go, like you could do it in your mind, but like I really like try to at least whisper and most importantly say it out loud. I'm teaching this concept like with my clients, like when you say it out loud, if you hold your throat, you could actually feel the vibration of the words that vibrate into your body. It's a very powerful, profound trick, if you wish, because everything that we said, it's vibrating in our body, and we are not aware of. We just say things to be said and just to talk, right? So, but when you hold your throat, when you're like mindful and deliberate about making some statements or creating new habits, like starting practices like this that we did here for the past 4 days, and you hold your throat, when you say it, you could feel the vibration. And as often that you will do this, I promise you, you will be very selective with what are you saying. And I mainly want to direct your attention to what are you saying about yourself? What are you saying about yourself? So we are no longer self-judge and self-abuse, and we are looking for ways in which to affirm how we feel and what we feel, and with no judgment, and just take it like this is how I feel and this is the right way to feel right now. We don't owe anybody any explanations. We do not require anybody's permission for how we feel and how we experience our feelings. Deal? So I want you to just approve the hell out of yourself. That's what I wish you. And before we go, I just want to give you an extra bonus. If you ever been in my space or listened to my podcast or the little free training videos that I do on my YouTube channel, you will know by now that I really love talking about triggers and love my triggers, because I'm looking, if you never heard about them, just shortly, I'll say I'm looking at the triggers as being signals or invitations for me to look in and to see what is this part that doesn't sit right now with whatever somebody was saying or with whatever is happening, right? When a trigger is happening. So if you want to learn more about that, please do listen to the Bear podcast or just go to my YouTube channel. And I have different playlists. One is with the Bear Lifestyle podcast and one is Simona Spark show. Both of those are free, no subscription. I mean, I will invite you to subscribe to my channel just so you could get a notification every time something gets posted. But there are quite few trainings around many things that we talk here. So why do I want to talk about triggers here when it comes to how we express ourselves? Two things though. So what we feel and the way that vibrate in our body is gonna impact our words and it's gonna influence our behavior. I hope you could hear this. I hope you get this. If you could only get this, that would be great. Very simple. If I'm feeling sad, my words won't be like jump of joy and bubbly, right? They will have sadness energy attached to them. one thing. And the other thing is like our behavior change. Like if I'm sad, it's like the whole body, it's tapping into that energy. You're not gonna be like all perky and alert. No, because you're sad, so the body kind of shrink and you kind of hungover and all that. So when we are clear on our emotions and how they feel and how they're expressed in our body, then we could actually decide what we need to express them before we interact with other people and mess things up. So generally speaking, if I'm sad, I'm crying. But not everybody cries when they're sad. And a lot of people cry when they're happy. I cry when I'm inspired. Like when I'm sad, I don't even cry that much when I'm sad, but I'm a really good crier when I'm inspired. It's when I'm really moved, right? So some emotions might have you express them to tears. Some emotion might have you express them to take a nap because you're tired. If you're tired, you might want to express that feeling through just taking a nap, right? Or if you feel, happy, maybe this is not the right feeling with this. I just want to shake my booty. I want to go dance. So identify for yourself, what is the emotions? How many emotions can I identify within myself? How do they make me feel? How they're expressed in my body and how I get to express them, right? Because the triggers are coming from inside. Things are happening in outer world, and we have a response in our inner world, right? We get all like fire in our cheeks, or the voice is just shaking, or you got sweaty, or there is a tightness in your belly, whatever that specific trigger might do to you. And then is to just pause for a second and say, okay, there is a piece of me that I need to review. This thing that's happening out there doesn't sit right with me. What do I feel about it? I feel jealous. Okay. What do I need to express that jealousy? Do I need to go scream in a pillow? Do I need to drink a glass of cold water? Do I need a shower? What do I need? And give myself, what do I need to express that feeling? Triggers are always gonna push on some emotions. They are not allowed to be expressed. From yesterday, from the last fight, from the previous marriage, from when I was a teenager, from when I was a kid and I witnessed a specific event. Whatever the situation might be, it's always an emotion that was not allowed to be expressed. And now every time that's something that's supposed to make me feel that emotion, it's gonna poke in it. And that's a trigger. So I know we go a little bit deeper into this concept, but I do invite you to go back, watch the replay again, make your notes. And if you could only do this for the 5 sessions, if you could only get this one about the emotions and how they're stored in our body and how we get to find our way of expressing them and actually express them, that could make a huge, huge, huge difference in your life. And that's a promise. That's that. That's where we landed today, people. I thank you so much. I appreciate you. I love you. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye, everyone.